What if I told you that the world's major religions are not actually trying to answer different questions? What if they are all trying to solve the same human problem, but in different ways? For thousands of years, humanity has looked up at the sky, looked within themselves, and asked the same question. Why are we here? Why do we suffer? What happens after death? And perhaps the biggest question of all, what am I? Today, we're going to explore the 5 major religions of the world: Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Judaism. But instead of focusing on debates or differences, we're going to uncover some of the deepest insights that most people never learn. By the end of this video, you may see religion in a completely different way. Let's start with a surprising truth. Most people think religions are competing with each other, but when scholars study them deeply, they discover something fascinating. Every major religion begins with the same observation: human beings suffer. We experience pain. We lose the people we love. We face uncertainty. And one day, every one of us must face death. The religions differ in how they explain suffering, but they all start with the same reality. Christianity teaches that suffering is connected to humanity's separation from God. Islam teaches that people suffer when they forget their relationship and submission to God. Judaism emphasizes living according to God's covenant and moral law. Hinduism teaches that suffering comes from ignorance of our true nature, and Buddhism teaches that suffering comes from attachment and craving. Different explanations, different paths, but all trying to help the same human being: you, me, all of us. Now here's something that even many religious people don't know. One of the biggest differences between religions is not about God, it's about time. The religions that emerged in the Middle East, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, generally see history as moving in a straight line. There is a beginning, a human story, a final judgment, and an eternal future. History is going somewhere. Life has a destination. But in Hinduism and Buddhism, time is often viewed very differently. More like a cycle: birth, death, rebirth, again and again. The goal isn't to reach the end of history. The goal is to transcend the cycle itself. One view sees life as a journey with a final destination. The other sees life as a wheel that must be escaped. And this single idea influences thousands of religious teaching. Now let's uncover something even more fascinating. Many people think religion was created simply to explain things like lightning, storms, or natural disasters. But history suggests something deeper. Religion may have been humanity's first technology of consciousness. Think about it: prayer, meditation, chanting, fasting, pilgrimage, sacred music. These practices were developed thousands of years before modern psychology existed, yet they were specifically designed to change how people think, feel, and experience reality. Long before psychologists studied the human mind, religious traditions were already exploring it. In a way, religion was the world's first psychology laboratory. Here's another insight that few people ever hear. The environment where a religion develops can influence how people understand reality. The major Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, emerged in the deserts of the Middle East. Life in harsh environments often requires strong cooperation, unity, and shared moral rules. This may be one reason why these religions emphasize one supreme God and clear moral guidance. Meanwhile, Hinduism and Buddhism developed in the incredibly diverse cultural landscape of India, a place filled with different languages, traditions, philosophies, and ways of life. This diversity encouraged multiple spiritual paths and different ways of understanding truth. The environment didn't create the religion, but it helped shape the questions people asked. Now comes one of the most mysterious discoveries in religious history. When you compare the greatest spiritual masters from different religions, something unexpected happens. They often begin to sound surprisingly similar. Whether it's Christian mystics, Muslim Sufis, Hindu sages, or Buddhist monks, many describe experiences of profound peace, compassion, unity, and transcendence. Their doctrines remain different. Their beliefs remain different. But when they describe their deepest spiritual experiences, the similarities can be astonishing. Some scholars have spent entire careers trying to understand why. And even today, Nobody has a complete answer, but religion wasn't only about spirituality. It also helped build civilizations. Imagine trying to create a society made up of millions of strangers. How do you create trust? How do you encourage cooperation? How do you convince people to care for one another? For much of human history, religion helped provide the answer. It created shared values, community networks, charity systems, moral expectations, and social trust. Long before modern governments and institutions existed, religion often served as the glue holding entire civilizations together. Now let's talk about something deeply personal. Psychologists have discovered that human beings don't just need happiness, they need meaning. A person can endure incredible hardship if they believe their suffering has purpose. And every major religion offers a framework for finding meaning. Loss becomes a lesson. Struggle becomes growth. Sacrifice becomes purpose. And death becomes part of a larger story. Whether someone believes in a religion or not, this search for meaning remains one of the most powerful forces in human life. And finally, we arrive at the deepest question. Most people think religion is mainly asking, does God exist? But the deeper question may be something else entirely. What are you? Are you a soul, a servant of God, a child of God, pure awareness, a temporary self, or something beyond human language? The answer each religion gives to this question shapes everything else. Because once you understand what you are, you begin to understand what life means. So perhaps the world's major religions are not just systems of belief. They are humanity's longest-running attempt to understand existence itself. For thousands of years, billions of people have searched for answers through different paths, different traditions, different cultures, different languages, yet all of them are ultimately wrestling with the same mysteries. Why are we here? Why do we suffer? How should we live? And what happens when our journey ends? Maybe the greatest mystery isn't the universe around us. Maybe the greatest mystery is the consciousness inside us that keeps asking these questions. And perhaps that search for meaning is what connects every human being, regardless of religion, culture, or belief. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Which of these insights surprised you the most? I'd love to hear your perspective. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep exploring the mysteries of existence.